Welcome to qnawire.
Here we have a function that's a product. So this is the first factor and this is the second factor. So we want to find the derivative using the product rule. And in the midst of using the product rule, we're going to be using the chain rule. So we're going to have the first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. So we start with the first, 3t minus 1 to the fourth power. Now we multiply by the derivative of the second. So we bring down the negative 3 and raise 2t plus 1 to the negative fourth power. So that's the derivative of the outside function. Now we multiply by the derivative of the inside function, and the derivative of 2t plus 1 would be 2. So what we have so far is the first times the derivative of the second. Let's keep going with the product rule. So we have plus the second, 2t plus 1 to the negative third, times the derivative of the first. And we'll use the chain rule on that as well. So we bring down the 4 and we raise 3t minus 1 to the third. That's the derivative of the outside. And then we multiply by 3, the derivative of the inside. That's the derivative of 3t minus 1. Okay, now our goal is going to be to simplify this answer. And there are varying levels of simplifying that you might be required to do. It just kind of depends on your instructor's preferences. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the terms that have a negative exponent down to the denominators. And then I'm also going to multiply any constants I have together, like the negative 3 and the 2. I'll multiply those together. And the 4 and the 3 and the other part. So here's what we have now. We have negative 6 times 3t minus 1 to the fourth over 2t plus 1 to the fourth. And then for the second part, we have 12 times 3t minus 1 to the third over 2t plus 1 to the third. Okay, so one thing we might want to do at this point is we might want to combine these into a single fraction with a common denominator. And if that's what we're going to do, then we need to multiply the second fraction by 2t plus 1 over itself. That way the common denominator will be 2t plus 1 to the fourth. So if we do that, we end up with, I'll write the denominator first, 2t plus 1 to the fourth. And the numerator is going to be, now before I write it, notice that this first one has a negative sign. So if we switch the order and put the second numerator first and the first numerator second, then we can just put a minus sign in between. So we have 12 times 3t minus 1 cubed times 2t plus 1 minus 6 times 3t minus 1 to the fourth, all over the denominator. And there is our derivative.